Hey guys, it's Cisco Spider, and Space Jam is definitely a product of the 90s. It could not exist in any other decade. And although there have been people slamming this movie, saying that it's just a soulless cash grab and trying to market for the demographic that love extreme sports, a lot of people have been recently defending this movie, mainly kids who grew up with this movie and have a lot of nostalgia for it. And I was a kid when I first saw this movie, so I did want to go back and rewatch it to see maybe this is an underappreciated movie, or it is just a soulless cash grab, and it is a giant soulless cash grab. Holy crap. One positive thing I can say about this movie is that it knows how to pander to the basketball fans. I'm not a basketball fan myself. In fact, I'm not a sports fan in general, as you can tell by me liking, movies and cartoons and all that stuff. But I can appreciate all the basketball cameos by actual basketball players like Charles Barkley. That was, like I said, I'm not a basketball fan, but I know who he is from the Clerks animated series. And then it just has a lot of basketball references for any basketball fan to enjoy. And this movie is divided into two parts, where it has the basketball parts and the Looney Tune parts. And although the basketball parts are done pretty well from a non-sports fan, I can say it's alright. But the Looney Tune parts is pretty crappy. One of the biggest criticisms people give this movie is not making the Looney Tunes as fun as they used to be in the older shorts and movies. There is not really that many slapstick, which is the main thing in the Looney Tunes. That's kind of where they get their humor, also with the witty dialogue and the slapstick. And in here, there is not that much slapstick. The only slapstick that they have is in the giant basketball game versus Looney Tunes and Monstars, where they sprinkle a ton of slapstick. But it's not funny there. A lot of the slapstick there is just the exact same boring slapstick. Even Hotel Transylvania, I freaking hate that movie, but even they had better slapstick than Space Jam. There's at times where it can be so just completely stupid to the point of like, okay, that's dumb, but I'm laughing because of how dumb it is. There's a lot of that, and this movie is just not funny. The only funny scene I can recall from this movie is the little witty banter between of Bugs and Daffy when they're gonna go get Michael's shorts for the basketball game. That's the only time where I unironically laughed. But all the other times, because I laughed quite a bit throughout this movie, but that's because of how horrible the acting is. And speaking of the acting, I will give them credit where almost every single one of these characters are played by basketball player, non-actors, so I can't really get mad at them when they don't have that great of a performance since they're not actual actors. But I will give them credit for trying. A lot of these basketball players actually try to put on a decent performance, and I can kind of sense it. And the only actors in this movie that are in quite a bit of this movie is, besides the voice actors, are Wayne Knight and Bill Murray. But the rest are basketball players, and it's kind of annoying when your whole movie is played by these people that don't know how to act, and there's two of them actually know how to act. And even Wayne Knight, I don't hate Wayne Knight. I did like him on Seinfeld. He did a good performance there, but in this movie, he tried to do a good performance, but just the character is completely stupid, or he's just very clumsy and all that stuff. So I don't blame him, I just blame the stupid script. But the best part of this movie is hands down Bill Murray. He does a great performance since, he is a great actor. I do love him. Because of him, Ghostbusters is definitely one of my favorite movies because of his performance, and he does a great job. It's the best unironical thing throughout this movie. Every scene that he's in is just amazing, and he's just a funny character and just a great actor, and he is the best part of this movie, hands down. And also, besides Bill Murray, the best part is definitely the voice acting. Billy West, Danny DeVito, D. Bradley Baker, they do a great job with, Bugs, Daffy, and the head of Monstars. They're just great. Another thing I don't like about this movie is the characters. Starting with Michael Jordan, our main character here, they kind of portray him as a god. we don't really see much of Michael Jordan's struggle or him having problems besides the basketball part, or the baseball part. I got them mixed. That's like the only time we can kind of see him being a human, where he's not good at baseball in this movie. I'm not dissing Michael Jordan, but in this movie they portray him as not being good at baseball. And although even there, the people in the his teammates and all the people kind of give him so much respect, being like, "Oh, Michael Jordan, you may have struck out, but you're still amazing. Please suck my dick. You're so great. You are my god." And it's like, come on, please, just make him a character, a actual human being, instead of making him like such a great person. Show him have some struggles, have some problems. Even with the baseball part, we could have seen him, kind of struggling at first, since he hasn't played basketball in a while. He could have been like, "Oh, I'm not as great as I used to be," and him struggling a little bit and having problems to make him an actual human. But we don't get that here. And then the other characters besides Bill Murray, 10 out of 10, amazing. Like I said, nothing wrong with him. He's the best part. But as for the other characters, like I said, Wayne Knight, his character is just completely stupid, boring. Has nothing really to do with the movie. And then the other characters, the basketball players, they don't really contribute a lot in this movie, but they're cool. They're barely in this movie, but they're there for cameos for people who actually like basketball. It's like, "Oh, Charles Barkley's here." The other people that play basketball are here. So a lot of things don't really matter in this movie, like the cameos between the basketball players. Even though I do like them, they're not that needed, except for that when the Monstars want to get their powers, then yeah, they're needed there. But for when they're besides the beginning and the ending, they're not really needed, and they're here for a couple of scenes. And Wayne Knight's character is not needed at all, and sadly, Bill Murray's character is not needed at all. He's just there for being there, which I love. And if they were going to cut things out, please don't cut out Bill Murray. He was the best part. And the baseball things, they don't matter in this movie. There's a lot of things that they could have cut out, and it wouldn't have mattered. The whole narrative of the story of being Monstars versus Looney Tunes, that wouldn't have changed. And then lastly, we have the plot of the movie. And yeah, it's pretty stupid. Almost everything here just comes out of left field. It's like, hey, our amusement park's not doing well. Hey, why don't we just get the Looney Tunes? Because why not? And then the Looney Tunes, have to battle, these monsters. They come to the Looney Tunes and it's like, well, why don't we just have a basketball tournament? Why not? And then it's like, oh, none of us are really that good at basketball. Might as well get, Michael Jordan. And then all these things randomly happen in this movie without giving much of kind of setting it in. It's like, hey, let's just do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, without actually having to set it up in a way. I guess they kind of set it up with the basketball thing, but the rest just randomly, it's just a messy plot. So yeah, Space Jam can be summed up as a soulless, edgy movie just for kids who like basketball, and that's it. The only good thing I can say about this movie is that it is one of those movies where it's so bad that it's actually enjoyable. I mean, I remember one time I saw it was playing on TV, so I watched it. And I actually had fun watching it, even though I knew it was so bad that, but I had a lot of enjoyment, so much that I actually bought the Blu-ray to it, because I'm like, yeah, I actually probably would watch this more than once in my lifetime. Because it's just an enjoyable movie, even though it is really bad. So this is one of those movies, for me, that's just so bad that I can actually watch it and enjoy it. And that's the only good thing I can say about this movie. For anyone who, is bored one night with their friends and just want to watch just a stupid movie that they can rag on with their friends, this is a good movie to watch. But if you're actually looking for a good Looney Tunes movie, or just a good movie in general, I just say just keep on looking for a different movie. Not this one. It's not good. So yeah, besides come on and slam, I'm Disco Spider, and peace out.